Good morning. Pastor Thomas Nowak, Winona Lutheran Church, Winona, Wisconsin. It's Friday, September 19th. Our reading is Luke 10:27. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself, right? Summing up the 10 Commandments. And let's just kind of dovetail. That means you surrender everything to Christ. There's nothing in heaven or earth or under the earth that is above Christ. Not your money, not your possessions, not your spouse, not your kids, nothing. Jesus is number one. God loves us to have a family and kids to be taken care of, but nothing comes before God. Everything is second fiddle. Nothing in the world, in heaven or earth or under the earth, even carries a candle next to Jesus. Jesus is number one. Everything else in your world doesn't even step into your shadow. It's solely God, the one and only, above all things. That's what it means here, to love God, to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Nothing in heaven or earth or under the earth even holds a candle next to him. Okay? It's called the good neighbor. Who is my neighbor? The Lord asked Jesus to define the term. Who is my neighbor? Perhaps the Lord's demands will be more easily met if we can narrow their scope. In our social circles, we often surround ourselves with people who look and think like us. Neighbors who we might feel more comfortable serving. We're tempted to contract the meaning of neighbor, but Jesus teaches us to love others more expansively and humbly. As relates to the story of the Good Samaritan, he shows us that loving our neighbor will be an inconvenient and messy thing. In the parable, he presses us to admit kindness and generosity where we do not expect them. We are moved to recognize humanity not only in the blighted victim on the side of the road, but also in the compassionate man from across the border who tends to him, right? And that's why when homeless people or people in need come to the door, I help them. You see, what kind of statement would he be making about love for Christ crucified and the love that Jesus has given me if I just send them on their way, right? The book of James, you see someone in need and you just pat them on the back and say, I hope everything works out for you. James says that that's a worthless faith. What good is it, my brothers, if you say to the man, God be with you and bless you and send him his way? Faith without works is dead, okay? Or other parts of Hebrew, where it says somebody like you comes like that, and you might be seeing an angel. You see? You might be serving angels without even knowing it. You see? But that's not why we do it. We do it because we're poor, miserable sinners, and everything we own is Christ's. And how can we withhold that from somebody that is in need? If you do, your faith is worthless and in vain. Okay? So, we are tempted to contract the meaning of neighbor. But Jesus teaches us how to love others more expansively and humbly. As it relates to the story of the Good Samaritan, he shows us that loving a neighbor will be inconvenient and messy. In the parable, he presses us to admit kindness and generosity where we do not expect them. We move to recognize humanity not only in the blighted victim on the side of the road, but also in the compassionate man across the border who tends to him. Where we so often fail to keep the law of love, Jesus loved us perfectly. He came from heaven to earth and reached out to all, the leopard, the tax collector, the Pharisee. He found us wounded, broken by sin, unable to save ourselves. And he loves us. He gave his very life to restore us. Like when you look in the Greek, you really don't pick this up in the English. But when Jesus stepped off the boat and before the feeding of the 5,000, he stepped out of the boat and it says that his spirit was grieved because these people were like a sheep without a shepherd. See, not just sad, but his spirit grieved for these people because they were lost in the world. They were sheep ready for Satan to get among the fold and kill them and arrest them. You see, that's what he saw. And his spirit was grieved, not just sad, his spirit was grieved when he saw these people. You see? And so he began to teach them. You see? Teaching them was more important. He did give them food, but man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. You see? That always impressed me when I read that. He wasn't just sad seeing these people, he was grieved because they were lost and they were fertile prey for Satan. Okay? Here's our reading. Compassionate Lord, help me to love others as you have loved me. In Jesus' name, amen.